Welcome back. We're diving deep today. We're tackling fitness head on.
Sounds good.
Sifting through all the advice out there can be overwhelming.
It can.
So we're going to break down this really cool practical guide we found.
Awesome.
It cuts through the noise and gets to the heart of what matters.
Love that. Practical.
No miracle fixes,
Right,
right?
that's
Just achievable steps to actually get in shape.
That's what we need, right? Sustainable changes.
Exactly. And it starts right off the bat with exercise.
Yeah.
At least an hour a day, they say. But honestly, I don't know about you, but finding an hour every day, that's a tall order for a lot of us.
I hear that.
So is there like a minimum dose that actually makes a difference?
It's a good question, right? And it's not so much about hitting this magic number of minutes. It's about consistency, more than anything.
Oh.
This guide uses a great analogy. It's like building a house. You don't just, throw up all the bricks in one go and expect it to stand. It's about laying those bricks consistently day after day and over time. Well, that's how you build something strong.
Okay, so even if I can't squeeze in a full hour workout, those short bursts of activity, like running up the stairs a few times or doing a quick yoga flow, those actually count.
Absolutely. It all adds up. Those little bits of movement throughout your day, they make a difference.
That's motivating to hear. I can definitely manage that.
You got this?
Speaking of workouts, though, this guide mentions high intensity. I've heard that term thrown around, but to be honest, high intensity sounds a little intimidating to me.
I can understand that, but honestly, high intensity doesn't have to be this, hardcore, crazy thing. It's really just short bursts of, giving it your all.
Oh, okay.
Followed by short rest periods. Think like HIIT workouts, Tabata, that sort of thing.
Okay, that makes more sense. Actually, now that you mention it, the guide talks about good pain. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, exactly. So that good pain is that muscle soreness you feel after a workout, right? Which can actually be a sign that your muscles are adapting and growing stronger.
Interesting.
But, and this is a big but, got to be able to tell the difference between that good soreness and like sharp pain or joint pain, anything that feels like an actual injury.
Right. It's a good reminder to listen to your body. Don't try to push through anything that feels wrong.
Exactly.
Speaking of building muscles, the guide talks about protein. Is all protein created equal?
So not all protein is the same. You've got your complete proteins, think animal products. They have all 9 essential amino acids. Then there's plant-based proteins. Now those, you kind of got to combine them to get the full profile.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's like a little food puzzle. All right, so let's talk about fueling those muscles. And this is something I definitely struggle with, my sweet tooth. I may or may not have raided the cookie jar last night.
I think we've all been there.
Definitely not on the good food list, right?
Well, the guide is really big on avoiding sugar. It's empty calories.
Right.
It's that quick rush and then you crash. So, focus on nutrient-dense foods.
Makes sense.
The ones that actually keep you going.
Speaking of keeping you going, there's this fact in here that blew my mind. It says, apples can keep you feeling full for 3 to 4 hours. Seriously.
Seriously. Apples are like the unsung heroes of snacking. It's all about the fiber.
Oh, okay.
They've got that soluble fiber, absorbs water in your digestion, creates this gel, slows everything down, keeps you feeling full longer.
So it's like a natural, slow-release energy capsule.
You got it.
That's amazing. And the guide also recommends, get this, eating 6 times a day.
Portion control.
Portion control. Now, for those of us with busy lives, how is that even possible?
It's not necessarily about like 6 formal meals. It's more of a mindset shift. Planning ahead. Having healthy snacks ready. Handful of nuts. Greek yogurt. Or, that trusty apple.
I see. Okay, now this next part, I have to admit, had me scratching my head a little. Calorie tracking. Does the average person really need to be counting every calorie?
Calorie counting can be, a lot.
It can be.
But understanding the concept of calorie balance, that's key.
Okay.
The guide compares it to a bank account. If you spend more than you earn.
Dead.
Right. Same with calories.
So if I'm trying to lose weight, I need to be burning more calories than I'm depositing.
Bingo. It's not about obsessing over numbers, more about being mindful of what you're eating.
Okay, that's a much less scary way to think about it. Now, on to my favorite subject, sleep. The guide recommends 6 to 8 hours. So power naps, those don't count.
Those power naps are good for a quick recharge, but nothing beats a good night's sleep. It's crucial for muscle recovery, hormones, everything.
Makes sense.
It impacts your appetite, too.
That explains the late-night junk food cravings. And the last point the guide hits on is staying motivated. Any tips on how to actually stick with it all?
Absolutely. I think finding what works for you is key. Setting achievable goals, you know,
Yeah.
celebrating small wins. But most importantly, you got to choose activities you actually enjoy. If you hate running, don't force yourself to run.
Right. It's about making sustainable changes, finding what works for you, not trying to fit into some mold.
Exactly. It's about building healthy habits over time.
Love it.
And so this brings up a question for you, listener. What's one small change you can make today based on what we talked about? Could be as simple as swapping that sugary snack for a piece of fruit or adding a 15-minute walk to your routine.
Such a good question. I love that. And that, my friends, wraps up another deep dive. Keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
See ya.
Bye.